teenagers with superpowers in their own little pocket of the MCU, I'm down for that. Marvel's The Runaways. So The Runaways is a Hulu original series. It's a Marvel property. It takes place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this series deals with 6 teenagers. At the beginning of the show, they demonstrate that they all know each other because they used to be really good friends. One of the other friends of their group ended up dying, and because of that, they all kind of just drifted apart. All the parents of these kids, though, are still very much involved with each other. They're part of this group called Pride, which operates as a non-profit organization of different powerful adults donating, creating stuff for the community. And the series starts off by these kids learning that not all is what it seems. They see their parents involved in some sort of ritual, and so then they begin to investigate and see exactly what's going on. I was excited for this show because it's another Marvel property, but if I'm honest, I was a little hesitant because I thought that maybe the show was going to be a little bit too heavy on the teenagery stuff. But honestly, the show is a really good drama series. It's only 10 episodes long. Each of them are about an hour, and you almost want to watch them one after the other because the show actually is very mysterious. The way they kind of frame it is kind of from the perspective of the teenagers. You're learning what they're learning as it goes on. As they gather more and more information, you start to kind of see the overall picture of what really their parents are actually involved in. And so that part of the show was great because you keep watching and you keep wanting to learn exactly what's going on, and you want the group of teenagers to be successful in what they find. And that's also where you can see the other great part of the show, which is the relationship between the kids and their parents. They all have very different relationships with their parents at the beginning of the show. You can see how some of the teenagers have a really good relationship with their parents. Some almost feel like they're trapped with what their parents do to them. Some of them feel threatened by their parents at the beginning. You can kind of see the reaction of all the teenagers as the season progresses. As they find more information about their parents and about their organization, you almost also see them doubling back. Some of the teenagers that completely despise their parents, you almost see them kind of thinking of their parents in a different light and almost wanting to forgive them because they feel like now they're reaching a different relationship with them. And the main leader of the group is Alex. He is the one that you could argue probably had the best relationship with his parents at the beginning. With everything that him and the rest of the group find out and everything that the rest of the group is feeling, you could tell that he becomes very direct in the sense that, no, my parents are doing something wrong. We have to turn them in. We have to uncover more. They're evil, they're evil, they're evil. As opposed to some of the other characters which are shocked that their parents are doing that. At the same time, as the plot is progressing, some of these parents are opening up to the kids a little bit more. And it almost makes those specific individual teenagers feel like maybe there's a reason that they did what they did, or maybe there's a reason that they have been how they have been. It almost feels like some of the teenagers find that they could forgive the parents for them. And I think it's great how it shows that balance of how they're learning more information, but they're also not completely like Alex in the sense that he just wants to find the truth and bring whoever needs to be brought to justice in. Now, if you're a fan of the Runaway comics, the origin stories of the parents are a little bit different, but overall the organization is still kind of the same thing. But it doesn't really detract too much from the story. You're still able to see them as part of this organization that's out to do no good. It'd be interesting to see how they kind of evolve as an organization in season 2. What's great about this specific group of teenagers is once they start developing either their special abilities, their power, they're compared to other superhero groups out there, these kids each have something wildly different. Because all the teenagers have such diverse powers, it's really cool to see them all come together and use them at the same time because they're very unique. The teenage drama aspect of the show, it is present, but I would say it's probably not overly done. It's done enough so that you remember that these kids are teenagers, they're high school kids, they're dealing with high school stuff. It's not over the top. And I think a big part of that is because of how you learn about the Pride organization. So that kind of balances the show out between teenage drama and just the regular adult drama that's going on. And I'm not sure how much money went into it, but I actually think the special effects in the show are really great for it being a limited series on Hulu. Some of the CGI is done actually pretty well, and the effects of some of the powers are done great, and it doesn't really distract from the overall story as you're watching it. All of the actors playing the teenagers, they actually do a really good job. You can tell that they're much, much younger, and so that makes the show a lot more believable too when they're having their interactions with their parents. But overall, this show is actually a lot of fun. It's very addicting. It's a very good drama. I think it's well written. There's not a lot of other connections to the rest of the Marvel universe, but that's okay because it operates fairly well in its own little corner of these teenagers living in rich neighborhoods in LA. It's its own little pocket universe. And so I feel it's great that it doesn't need all those big connections. But me as a fan watching it, it's pretty cool to just know that it does exist the same. I'm excited for season 2. I've started watching the first episode. So I'm hoping to see how it continues on from where this season ends. Let me know if you guys have seen the first season of The Runaways, what you guys thought. Leave a comment below, like this video, and subscribe. But I'll see you guys next time.